guys, today we're going to be taking a look at one of the strongest decks in Expanded. A deck that's heavily hated, but still somehow always at the top of the meta, Night March. The namesake of this deck comes from the Night March attack, which does 20 damage times the number of Night March Pokemon in your discard pile. 3 Pokemon have this attack, Joltik, Lampent, and Pumpkaboo, giving you 12 Night March Pokemon to work with a maximum of 220 damage, with all 12 in the discard. Now Lampent, we don't run any Litwick or Psychic Energy, so this is purely just a discard for more damage for our attack. Joltik attacks for just a DCE, and Pumpkaboo attacks for 3 colorless, which is lowered to 2 with Dimension Valley. So all of our Pokemon attack for a DCE. We run a 2/2 Zoroark GX line. Zoroark GX has the trade ability, lets you discard a card and draw 2 cards. You can discard Night Marchers, discard dead cards, just extra draw for your turn. Also, Riotous Beating is a really strong attack against Dark Weak Pokemon like Trevenant, and does 20 times the number of Pokemon you have in play. Another tech attacker we run is Marshadow GX, which lets you use the attack of any Pokemon in your discard pile. You can use this attack to copy Joltik's Night March to take easy knockouts on Zoroark GX, as well as anything else that's fighting weak, or as well as this to hit them 220 and with the choice band 250 with all 12 in the discard against Warlord to take a one-shot. Run 3 Shaman EX, which setup ability allows us to draw until we have 6 cards in our hand to have explosive turn 1s. And we run 1 Tapu Lele GX just for consistency to grab supporters. Onto the supporters, we run 2 Professor Sycamore, or 3 Professor Sycamore, which is just a really strong draw supporter in the format, and the discarding lets you discard Night Marchers if they're in your hand. Run 1 N, just in case. 1 Lysander and 1 Guzma. Instead of running 2 Guzma, we run 1 Lysander because sometimes you don't want to switch to the bench or have no way to retreat. And since we're running a heavy count of Battle Compressor and Trainer's Mill, it's really easy to get both in the discard to use whatever one you need for whatever situation. 1 Getsus lets you shuffle in an item card for each one in your opponent's hand, draw a card. This can disrupt many hands. In late game against Zoroark GX, when they have their 20 card hands, you could kind of nick their hand and draw a lot of cards. Also really good on turn 1, you could possibly make a hand from good to unplayable and just steal a game. Hex Maniac shuts off abilities 1 turn, really useful if you're playing against a deck that relies on abilities, to shut off the abilities for 1 turn, then take a knockout. One thing to know is this does shut off Marshadow's ability, so if you're playing attack with Marshadow, don't play a Hex Maniac. And 1 Teammates, which lets us search your deck for 2 cards if one of your Pokemon was knocked out last turn. Our Pokemon don't have the most HP. Joltik is 30, Pumpkaboo is 60, Marshadow has 150, Shaman has 110. So we're getting knocked out a lot with our Night Marchers we're attacking with are getting knocked out a lot. But our Joltiks and Pumpkaboos only give up 1 prizes, and if you knock out EXs and GXs, you take 2. So you can swing the prize trade heavily in your favor. For items, we run 4 Battle Compressor, which lets you discard 3 cards from your deck. This is what fuels your Night March attack by getting Night Marchers in your discard straight from your deck. You can also grab supporters to reuse them with the S-Seeker. And one thing to know is you don't want to use all your Battle Compressors too quickly if you don't need them, because a lot of decks will run a Karen or Choreo just to counter the deck. But if you play your cards right and put yourself in and take small advantages from what your opponent's board state, you can still win even though every single deck runs cards that counter you. Every single deck, I think, in day 2 of San Jose Regionals, the last expanded regionals, ran a Night March counter, but Night March still ended up getting top 4 and first. So even though the deck's on everyone's radar and is being targeted, it still is finding a way to win, and it's extremely strong. So run 4 Ultra Ball, search out Pokemon, 4 ES Seeker, get supporter from the discard into your hand. 4 Puzzle Time will let you play 2 and get 2 things back from your discard. This means get back double colorless energies, Battle Compressors, anything you could want from you. And it's really good synergy of teammates because you can teammates for 2 puzzles or 1 puzzle another card if you already have a puzzle in your hand. And in a pinch and a dead hand, you can use it to rearrange the top 3. Run 3 Trainer's Mail, which lets you look at the top 4 cards of your deck and choose a trainer there. This is, again, good for consistency and explosiveness. 1 special charge shuffles 2 double colorless energy back in. So again, we only run 4 and we want to get as many back as we can. 1 Field Blower discard tools, and 2 Dimension Valley, which let us our psychic Pokemon attacks do 1 less. This lets us attack with Pumpkaboo for just 1 DCE and hit psychic weak things for a lot of damage. And 1 Computer Search, extremely strong card in Expanded, one of the best cards in Expanded. Lets you discard 2 cards and search your deck for any card. You can also play Dowsing Machine in this deck, which is really strong. I just personally prefer Computer Search, because with puzzles and everything else, it's most of the times it's just a lot stronger to grab something from your deck because you have a lot of access to your discard pile. But if Computer Search is like, I think, an $80 card right now, and Dowsing Machine is much more accessible, so if you want to play Dowsing Machine for Computer Search, you can. Really, it comes down to play style, and I just prefer Computer Search. 1 Floatstone, the free retreat things, and 1 Choice Band. Just sometimes hit the extra 30 damage you need. I think I mentioned this earlier, but with 12 Night Marchers and Choice Band on Marshall, you can hit 250 to beat those annoying Wailord stall decks. And yeah, that's the Night March deck. Let's hop into a game and see how it runs. Okay, and we found a game against Moist Yoda. I didn't quite catch the energy typing, so I have no idea what we're going up against. And it looks like we're going first. So we start Lone Joltik, and when you start Lone Joltik, if your opponent runs Laser Bank, they could hit that turn 1 and deal 30 in poison going into your turn. Thankfully, we're going first, so that shouldn't seem to matter. It looks like we got a pretty okay starting hand. Looks like we're going to Turbo Turt, which should be a good matchup for us. So we're going to start off with playing a Battle Compressor. Unfortunately, we prized a Lampent. And let's see, we prized a Battle Compressor. Have the 4th puzzle in our hand. Prized a VS Seeker. Or N. A Sycamore. And I think that's it. And Lysander. So yeah, all in all, not too bad prizes. The Lampent's kind of annoying, but we shouldn't really need it. I think we go for a turn 1 gets this in this situation. Yeah, we can. Let's try to cripple his hand and see if we can just steal this game outright. Hurts to discard the special charge, but I feel like it's more important with the puzzle, because with double puzzle we can get back special charge. And if this gets us just whiffs drawing cards, we can just Ultra Ball for a Shaman and keep on drawing. And we don't need to attack this turn. Yep, so it looks like he has a pretty dead hand. We got rid of the Ultra Ball, so he's not to rely on the Scorched Earth to draw cards. Let's play this Ultra Ball first. To grab a Shaman. Now we got the Shaman out of our deck. We have better odds to hit something good with Trainer's Mail. Grab 1 more Battle Compressor and play it. We'll get rid of 2 Pumpkaboos and a Joltik just in case we need to attack with Marshadow. And I'm not going to play the Dimension Valley because I know I can draw 1 more with Shaman, but I also know he has the Scorching Earth in his hand and it'll just get immediately countered before I get any use out of it. And we're going to bench the Joltik. I'm going to play the single puzzle because I'm going to Sycamore next turn. And unless he, unless the next card is a puzzle, this is the only way I get use out of it. So it's not. I think, yeah, we'll split the Trainer's Mail. We'll see if there's another useful card in the top 2. Although, we don't want the Shaman, so let's put Ultra Ball or Trainer's Mail. I've already used 3 Ultra Ball. No, I can do Ultra Ball away those 2, grab a Zorua. or a Night Marcher, just bench it or throw it away. I think Ultra Ball is the best call. Although, I want to keep the fourth one in my deck. Just in case. And since we have two and we know we're just gonna Sycamore, let's just play it. And we didn't put the Ultra Ball on top, so we don't need to keep the extra card to discard. He's probably just going to Scorched Earth or attach Scorched Earth. Although it is correct to Scorched Earth first, because you never know what, if he gets an Ultra Ball, he'll need that third card. So right now we're at 6 Night Marchers, so that's 120. We need 3 more in, hit 180 to one-shot this Volcanion. And we have exactly 3 left in the deck, so one more Battle Compressor gets it done for us. He does have the Ultra Ball, so he could grab a Shaman, or that is what he's gonna grab. Fortunate for us that he hit the Ultra Ball off the Scorched Earth, but so his turn 1's a lot worse than it would have been had we not played the Getsis. Doesn't look like he's going to be attacking this turn, but even then, if he knocks out the Joltik, that just powers up our Night March attack. He'd have to draw into a Blacksmith. Well, that could be what he's getting with this Lele. Tripod early pressure. It would bring down the number, if he takes a knockout here on this Joltik, it brings down the number of Night Marches we need in the discard from 3 to 2, or 1 in a choice band. Which is a lot easier to hit. Since we only run 2-dimensionality, one's in the discard, and we're gonna have to play a second one, and he's gonna have. We're gonna want to be attacking with Joltix this game and Marshadow. Oh, and it looks like he is going for the. So we have 2 Joltix to attack with, Marshadow, barring getting any back with puzzles. But since we already discarded one, puzzles aren't going to be the most reliable source of refresh. But these 2 Shamans are easy for prizes. So one thing that's helpful to do when playing a game is mapping out where your prizes are going to come from. So I think first 2 prizes are definitely coming from here, if we can manage to take a knockout. Second 2 probably coming from here. So we need to find a choice band or something to ready a knockout there. And I think we finished the game by knocking out a Shaman or a Lele. Probably Shaman, since it has the lowest amount of HP. So we're at 7 Night March in this card. Let's see if the Trainer Rail gets something useful. We get a Hex Maniac, and we're just going to put it in our hand so we can discard it with Sycamore. There's no target for the Field Blowers, so no reason to play it. So we're just going to Sycamore. And we hit the Computer Search and the Night Marchers we need. So yeah, he has no way. See, I think we benched a Marshadow this turn. Because in order for him to knock it out, he can't power up Turtonator in 1 turn and Guzma. So we're safe there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We Computer Search away 9 and 10. In order to get the double colorless we need. And we're going to bench Marshadow. We're going to save the Battle Compressor just in case he plays a Karen too. And we have another Battle Compressor, so if he plays a Karen, we can immediately just throw 6 more back in with this 7th one that we is going to be knocked out if he does Shell Trap Karen. And then we'll have a Sycamore to follow it up. Unfortunately, we have to discard a second puzzle, but that still leaves us with one set in the deck that we can play in. Yep, so there's the Karen. So it looks like the strongest turning of this turn is Karen Nitro Tank to put 3 around. So you can't Karen and knock out the Joltik in one turn, so this Joltik can attack again. So we're getting 6 in the discard easily with these 2 battle compressors. And then we're going to Sycamore and hope we can find the extra 70 damage we need in order to knock it out. Our deck is pretty thin, and we have 2 Shamans left in there. Unfortunately, we've already discarded 3 Ultra Balls, so we'll have to draw on the cards we can play. And let's see what he's going to do. He might just pass. Oh no, he just play Battle Compressor to get more in there. So he probably put 2. I reckon I'd put, where do I put the energy? 2 here, then 3 there, maybe? I don't know. Or 3 here, and then 2 there. If he just loads everything up in this Turtonator, that's a mistake. So just put 3 there. Where does he put the other 2? 1 on each Shaman, maybe, so he can Sky Return Joltik. 2 on the Shaman, so he can Sky Return Joltik in case I knock it out. That Lamp in top deck is number 7 in my discard, so it's actually probably the best card we would have wanted, barring another Battle Compressor, which is not even in the deck. So we're just going to get rid of all the Pumpkaboos, since I don't know how long that Dimension Valley is going to last. And put the Floatstone on Lele, since it's the hardest thing to knock out and the most likely thing that will need the retreat. And play Sycamore. So let's see. Hit Ultra Ball. What do I want to discard? How many VSE can I discard? I think I can afford to discard that. None? So I definitely can afford to. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have enough to knock out with the Ultra Ball. And what do we grab here? Don't think we grab anything. Actually, I think the play might just be grab Zoroark GX to evolve in the next turn. And then just Night March for knockout. Because we don't want to play the Shaman. Because if he ends us, we want to keep her out. I don't believe he is in the discard, but we want to keep the Shaman in the deck because we don't need to draw cards this turn. But if he ends us, we keep the Shaman in our deck, which is another out. We need to play the Ultra Ball last turn too, so we get the last Joltik in the discard. But if we didn't need to do that, we would just hold the Ultra Ball as well, just so we had another out to hit what we needed. So it looks like he's just gonna Sky Return this Joltik. Let's see if he has an N. He need to have the N or a Lele, because there's not one of his discards for VS Seeker. So he's just gonna Hex Maniac. This is smart. I have 1 Joltik left in my deck, but that means I can't use my abilities. So let's see. Actually, I think my hand is. This is actually a pretty dead turn for me. Never mind. I think that means I just win. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. VS Seeker. Oh, I don't have teammates in my discard. So let's see. What's my best way to play this? Let's play Hex Maniac, actually. Actually, no, if we just Sycamore, Joltik DCE wins us the game. So let's just Sycamore and go for it. Go for the win. We have really high odds of hitting it. And if not, we can just pass and wait a turn. Yep, there's Joltik DCE. And if I didn't miscount anything, that should be 180. Yep, 180, and there's the game. As you can see, Night March is very fast, very powerful, and very consistent. Has tons of way to hit what it needs and draw cards. And even though he played a Karen in the middle of the game, we still had plenty of cards and resources to bounce back immediately and take a knockout. And when you're dedicating your support turn for Karen, it's hard to do other things in your turn. One of the things to be wary of is Seismitoad, because the Seismitoad with Karen can really cripple the deck and just win games. And then turn 1 Laser Bank if you start Jolting. It's another thing you need to watch out for. But other than that, the deck is really strong and a great pick for Expanded. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.